It feels so amazing to be here to listen to so many inspiring professionals. Before we start, let me introduce myself. My journey with big data started with Acceldata. I'm working here a little over 4 years now, where I get to test these solutions where data becomes a less of a mystery and more of an asset. So I'm here to share some of my learnings. So think of all the tools you rely on every day. For example, it could be Snowflake for analytics, or it could be Grafana or Splunk for monitoring. Now, when you open these dashboards, you expect it to see see what exactly is happening. What if the data feeding these dashboards is even slightly off? Suddenly, the picture you are seeing is no longer a reality. That's because, as per Gartner, we are generating 2.5 quintillion bytes of data every day. But here's the catch. More data doesn't mean a better decision. If you cannot rely on it, it becomes a liability. How many of you have here faced, like, you're in a meeting where instead of discussing solutions, team is debating which number is correct? Right? We all have been there. So that's why trustworthy data really matters. Not just having more data, but the data you can rely on with the confidence. So what happens when these blind spots creep into our organization? First comes revenue impact. Poor data quality impact organizations. They spend, like, as per Gartner, on an annual, they spend $12 million. That's because decisions are made on unreliable foundations. You can imagine that's money slipping through cracks. And next comes decision paralysis. When leaders do, start uh, when leaders start doubting these numbers, it means they miss these market opportunities and falling behind competitors. And then comes there is an operational chaos. So all of us has been in situations like where customer operations are disrupted, or it could be broken internal workflows. As an engineering professionals, we run behind fixing these issues, which should never have happened in the first place. So why do we face all these issues? That's because our modern data systems are far more complex. We are using cloud native systems, hybrid architectures, or streaming pipelines across our entire organizations. Say, for example, how many of you we are using multiple tools? Like how many? Like maybe 3 or 5, right? So this means our data is scattered across, and teams are flooded with alerts with across the systems, and governance turns into a nightmare. And managing all these tools, it's like uh, it costs a lot. Teams get overwhelmed with this complexity. So how do we solve this complexity? Any idea? So the answer is data observability. So what is data observability? It's an ability which will help you to continuously monitor, understand, and gain visibility into your every process in your ecosystem. So you can think of it like having an X-ray vision, where you can see what is happening uh, what is happening across every streaming pipeline process in your data ecosystem instead of flying blind. So how does it make it possible? It makes it possible by 4 critical capabilities. First, it will help you to detect hidden issues, identify failures, and gain deep visibility into your data process. And also empowers with actionable insights where you can fix these issues faster. So how do we measure the impact of this transformation? We have observed organizations who have implemented data observability strategies were able to detect 95% faster data quality issues, 80% reduction in mean time, and 60% improvement in team productivity. Let me show you one real example. So, PubMatic is a global market leader in digital advertising and marketing who are operating at a massive scale. They were facing frequent outages, slow troubleshooting, slow troubleshooting. So using data observability, uh, they were able to immediately identify where are these bottlenecks across the infrastructure and reduce the storage costs and implement with automated efficiency. So they were also able to save $10 million annually, 30% reduction in infrastructure footprint and storage reduction costs, and operation disruptions were eliminated. There, so this is the fundamental shift which I was trying to show, where you can transform from reactive troubleshooting to proactive optimization.
In today's fast-paced financial services sector, regulatory scrutiny and competitive pressures are at an all-time high. Data issues can cause inaccurate or late financial reporting, resulting in hefty fines, and erode investor trust. This is where data observability steps in, offering an automated and systematic way to continuously ensure that your data is accurate, fresh, and complete, thus avoiding costly repercussions. To stay ahead, financial institutions must be able to employ shift-left fault isolation and remediation techniques across their data pipelines from consumption to landing zones. By doing so, they can proactively minimize disruptions and accelerate issue resolution and maintain regulatory compliance. Data observability provides a systematic and holistic view into the behavior and relationships within your data, making it easier to adhere to regulatory and compliance programs like BCBS 239. This means you can automatically generate audit logs and gather the proof needed to streamline your audits. By ensuring accuracy, integrity, completeness, timeliness, and comprehensiveness across all of your data systems, you can confidently consolidate and periodically report to regulators.
So how does Acceldata make it possible? We make it possible by three comprehensive pillar approach. First, we provide 360-degree multidimensional monitoring, where you can exactly see what is happening in real time across your infrastructure. We also provide AI-powered insights. Like we have AI agents which will automatically detect anomalies, predict data quality failures, and also recommend solutions so that your mean time resolution reduces. And third, seamless integration, where you can deploy our platform without any causing any disruption in your existing workflows or costly re-architecture. So what should be your next steps to start with the data observability? First, you can start understanding, like evaluating your existing infrastructure and understand the gaps where you have through your system, and prioritize the use cases which has high impact for your business, and then implement. And how can you implement is you can start with small pilots and assess the ROI, then expand it. So now I would like to open the floor for any questions.
Thanks, Swetha, for taking us through observability and giving everyone a teaser of what data observability is about.
One thing I would like to leave before I wrap up So, yeah.
Are there any questions for the Acceldata team?
So, data observability you talked about, right? How it aligns with a facilitator to FSO, full stack observability, or how do you integrate that with FSO then?
Okay, so with any solutions we are providing, we have data. Like nowadays, the data what we have in the market, whenever we are implementing anything, right? Uh, Whether it is front end or back end, you are designing something. You need some insights, like with which have data. Since we have massive data at our hands, like it is very difficult to uh, understand like which is the correct one, like how to get the insights for it, right? So this is where the observability comes.
One more question that probably it's there in the audience, or just in terms of the uh, presentations that we are doing today, and kind of looping back to some of the earlier conversations, is how has your career journey been, Swetha, and even Tej, yours within Acceldata, given that you've been there for a few years now, like, and how does Acceldata maybe support, returnship or any sort of support that they offer for female employees, as we sort of found from the keynote? Careers can look different, right?
Yeah, thanks for that, Atri. Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Tej here. So I've been with Accelerator for almost 4 years now. I started with the project management office, then moved into customer success, and then went about to handle a key account, PhonePe. I think Rangita was here from PhonePe. Hello. Yeah, and then Pubmatic. So, the roles are just not limited to one data space. It is varied. So that is a multi-dimensional, career path. That is what I've actually got to experience in Accelerator. And today I'm in the revenue operations department. It's completely different to what I started out with. So that is the abundance of opportunities that Accelerator has paved. While we are pioneering the space for data observability. Thank you.
So I would like to wrap up with one quote, like turning this data blind spot into bright insights doesn't have to be overwhelming. Doesn't have to be overwhelming. With right observability, you can turn data into a biggest asset. So our Excel data team is here throughout the event. Whether you would like to discuss with us any of your specific challenges or even explore opportunities with us. Thank you, everyone. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
Swetha, I have a question though. I was about to ask a question.
Yeah.
I was not visible from there. So
Sure.
I came in here and stand up. So it was a very good presentation. And the problem that you have shared, it's a very common problem. I also manage a big client where thousands of pipelines are running on daily basis. And then we don't know how to fix what it has been failed. So the observability as a concept, I really liked it. But I would like to know more how can we use that, whatever was existing and built by Excel, to integrate with the existing accounts and the pipelines.
Okay, so with our Excel data solutions, right, rather than doing anything with which already you have, you can just plug it in with our platform and start seeing, like, start a pilot with that and start seeing what is happening across your pipeline.
Okay.
And if it proves worth, or if there is any slightly modifications you want to do, you can assess and start with our team and doing that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I'll be in touch with you. Thank
Definitely.
you. Yeah.